The automatic doors opened before I even reached them, and the voice over the store speakers quietly said, "Welcome back, Daniel." Even though I'd never been there before in my life, I stopped walking immediately, like dead stop in the parking lot. It was 4:07 in the morning, raining hard enough that the entire highway looked underwater, and I'd only pulled off because I was exhausted and needed caffeine before finishing the last 2 hours of my delivery route. The place looked normal from outside at first. Small town grocery store. One of those regional chains with faded red signs and old fluorescent lights buzzing through the windows. But there wasn't a single car in the lot except mine. Not one. And when those doors slid open on their own and that voice greeted me by name, I honestly thought maybe I was more tired than I realized. I stood there for a second waiting to see if an employee would appear at the registers or something. Nobody did. The store was completely silent except for the refrigeration hum and a faint static sound coming through the ceiling speakers. "Hello?" I called out. My voice echoed farther than it should have. That's the first thing that felt wrong. Grocery stores usually absorb sound. Music playing, freezer motors, employees stocking shelves. This place sounded hollow, empty, like a warehouse pretending to be a store. I should explain where this happened, because I looked it up afterward obsessively. This was outside a town called Vale Crossing in eastern Washington. Tiny place, mostly truck stops and farmland. I drove overnight medical supply deliveries back then, usually alone. And honestly, the job messed with your sense of time after a while. You'd go days barely talking to anyone, except gas station clerks at 3 in the morning. So at first I kept trying to rationalize everything. Maybe the voice greeting was automated somehow. Maybe they scanned license plates for rewards accounts. But none of that explained why the store looked abandoned. The self-checkout screens were on, conveyor belts moving slowly, one register drawer sitting open with cash still inside. But there were no employees anywhere. Not stocking shelves, not in the back, nothing. I walked farther inside anyway, because leaving immediately somehow felt more embarrassing than scary at that point, like I didn't want to admit the place was getting to me. I grabbed an energy drink from a cooler near the entrance and noticed condensation dripping onto the floor in long streaks. Every cooler door was slightly open, just barely cracked. Cold air spilling into the aisles. I remember shutting one automatically as I passed, and the moment it clicked shut, another cooler door farther down opened by itself. I froze. Then another one opened, then another. Not dramatic, not slamming open. Just soft clicks, moving down the aisle one by one like somebody walking alongside the coolers. I laughed nervously at that. Actually laughed. I remember saying out loud, "Okay, nope," like an idiot trying to make myself feel better. But I kept walking. That's the weird part. Curiosity kept overriding common sense all night. The produce section looked freshly stocked. Apples misted with water, bananas perfectly arranged. But the overhead lights above produce kept flickering independently from the rest of the store. Bright, dim, bright again. And every time they dimmed, I'd notice something slightly different. Shopping carts in new places. A cereal box lying on the floor that hadn't been there before. Small things. The kind of things you question yourself over. Then I noticed the wet footprints. Bare footprints. They started near the employee hallway beside dairy and crossed slowly through the tile toward aisle 7. I stared at them longer than I should have, because they looked fresh, water still glistening under the lights. Whoever made them had to be nearby. "Hey," I called. "Store's open, right?" No answer. The footprints stopped suddenly near aisle 7. Just stopped. No return prints, no continuation. Like whoever made them disappeared mid-step. I actually crouched down to make sure I wasn't imagining it. That's when the overhead speaker crackled again. loud enough to make me jump. Cleanup needed in frozen foods. Static followed, then silence. I stood back up slowly. My reflection in the freezer doors across the aisle looked wrong for a second. Not distorted exactly. Delayed, maybe. Like when I moved my head, the reflection lagged half a second behind. I blinked hard and it corrected itself immediately. I started heading toward the registers after that because suddenly I didn't want the energy drink anymore. I just wanted out. But halfway there, I heard shopping cart wheels squeaking somewhere behind me. Slow, uneven. I turned around expecting finally to see another customer. Empty aisle. The squeaking continued anyway. Closer now. Then it stopped abruptly the second I looked toward it. I remember feeling my stomach drop then because it hit me all at once how isolated I was. No traffic outside, no employees, no phone signal either. I checked automatically and saw 0 bars. That almost never happened on my route. The store lights dimmed again, this time longer. Maybe 3 full seconds. During the darkness, I heard movement near the front registers. Fast movement. When the lights returned, there was a shopping cart parked directly beside me. Empty, except for a single gallon of milk and a package of raw ground beef, both dripping water. I backed away immediately. I know logically somebody could have pushed it there as a prank or something, but there was nowhere nearby to hide. The aisles were wide open. I would have seen someone. Then I noticed the milk expiration date, October 18th. That date mattered, because October 18th was 3 days away at the time. But the printed year underneath said 2027, 2 years in the future. I stared at it so long I actually pulled out my phone calculator trying to convince myself I was reading it wrong. That's when the freezer doors behind me all slammed shut together. Every single one. Boom. The sound echoed through the entire building. Then silence again. My heart was pounding now. Real panic starting to settle in. I abandoned the cart and walked quickly toward the front entrance, but the automatic doors didn't open this time. I stepped closer. Nothing. I waved at the motion sensor. Still nothing. Seriously, I muttered. I could see the rain outside. My truck parked maybe 30 feet away under the lights. So close. I started looking for an emergency exit instead. That's when I noticed the clocks. Every clock in the store showed a different time. The one above customer service said 2:11. The pharmacy clock read 11:48. The deli clock near the back read 4:07, the exact time I entered. And the digital display above register 3 kept rapidly changing numbers every few seconds, like it couldn't settle on one time at all. Then my phone vibrated. No service, but somehow I had a voicemail notification. I played it immediately. It was mostly static. Then a man whispered very calmly, "Don't let them see you standing still." I replayed it twice, trying to recognize the voice. Couldn't. But while I listened, movement started again near the aisles. Not footsteps this time. Carts. Multiple carts rolling slowly somewhere deeper in the store. I started walking again immediately, because suddenly standing still felt dangerous, even though I had no idea why. The sound followed me, wheels squeaking softly, pausing whenever I stopped, continuing whenever I moved. I cut through frozen foods toward the employee area, thinking maybe somebody was hurt back there, or messing with me through the cameras. The employee hallway lights were dimmer than the rest of the store. One flickering fluorescent near the break room buzzed constantly. I passed an employee bulletin board covered in schedules and notices. Every schedule had the same name written repeatedly across multiple shifts. Martin. No last name, just Martin. Filling almost every position. Cashier, stocking, overnight cleaning, produce, bakery. I remember thinking maybe it was placeholder text or some weird manager joke. Then I saw the security office door cracked open, monitors inside glowing blue. I pushed the door slowly and merely jumped out of my skin because every camera screen was showing me, not live feeds of the store. Me, specifically. Different angles, different aisles, some from minutes earlier, some from places I hadn't even walked through yet. One monitor showed me standing near frozen food staring at the milk carton, while at the same time I was physically standing inside the security office. Another screen showed me entering the store 20 minutes earlier than I actually had, and on one monitor near the corner, I was shown standing completely motionless in aisle 9 while shoppers walked around me. Except the shoppers looked blurred somehow, smudged, like low-quality footage. As sudden footage, my breathing got shallow immediately. I backed away from the monitors and bumped into something hanging on the wall behind me. Name tags clipped above them. One tag read, Daniel. My name, same spelling. I just stared at it. Then I noticed something stitched onto the jacket underneath. Valley Crossing Market, overnight stock crew. The size matched mine. Exactly. Before I could process that, the overhead speaker crackled again. Daniel to register 2. Static. Daniel to register 2. Louder this time, almost impatient. Oh. I left the office fast after that, like genuinely panicking now. The store felt different suddenly, less empty. I know how stupid that sounds, but it felt occupied now. Not visibly, just watched. I hurried toward the front registers and noticed several shopping carts sitting abandoned near checkout lanes, all filled with the exact same items: milk, ground beef, white bread, black coffee, every cart identical. Then I saw the customer standing near register 2. Finally, another person. Older man, maybe 60s, thin, wearing a store apron. He stood perfectly still, facing the register screen. Relief hit me so hard I almost laughed. "Hey," I called out immediately. "Man, what the hell is going on here?" He didn't respond, didn't move. I walked closer slowly. "Sir?" Still nothing. Then I realized he wasn't breathing. Or at least, his chest wasn't moving. He stood too still. Completely still. The register scanner beeped suddenly by itself. The man's head tilted slightly toward me. Without the rest of his body moving. "You're late," he said quietly. His voice sounded exhausted, like he hadn't slept in days. "What?" I asked. Truck was supposed to arrive at 3:30. He still wasn't looking directly at me, just slightly sideways. "I think you have the wrong guy," I said. The scanner beeped again. The man finally turned fully toward me, and my stomach dropped instantly because I recognized him. Not personally, from somewhere else. Then it hit me. He was the face from the employee photo board in the hallway. Martin. Same tired eyes, same gray beard, except the photo looked decades younger. "You shouldn't stop moving in here," he said softly. "They notice." "Who notices?" I asked immediately. But before he answered, all the lights in the store went out. Complete darkness. I heard carts moving everywhere at once, fast, wheels screeching through aisles. Something slammed into shelves nearby. Glass shattered somewhere in the back. And underneath all of it, I heard people whispering. Dozens of voices. Quiet, overlapping. I pulled out my phone flashlight instantly. The beam shook badly because my hand was trembling so hard. The register area was empty now. Martin gone. Completely gone. Then the speaker system turned back on. Store closing in 5 minutes. The voice sounded wrong now, distorted, slower. Final purchases must be completed. My flashlight swept across the checkout lanes and landed on something near register 4. Another shopping cart. This one filled with my stuff, not groceries, my actual belongings. My work jacket, my thermos, delivery paperwork from my truck. Even the pack of cigarettes I kept in the glove compartment. I walked toward it slowly in disbelief, then noticed the receipt printer beside the register spitting paper out continuously, feet of receipts piling onto the floor. I tore one free and read it. Customer copy, Daniel Harper. Start date, October 18th, 2027. I looked around for exits again, and finally spotted a red emergency door near the loading docks. I ran for it. The cart started moving again behind me. Loud now, metal rattling over tile. I didn't look back. I shoved the emergency bar hard and the door flew open into freezing rain outside. I sprinted across the lot toward my truck, but halfway there, I stopped. There were now 12 cars parked outside the store, all employee vehicles, fogged windows, engines off. None of them had been there before. The grocery store behind me looked brighter now, fully operational. Through the windows I could see people moving inside between aisles, customers shopping normally, cashiers working registers. Completely normal. I actually considered going back in for 1 second, because suddenly I felt insane. But then I noticed something in the glass reflection of the entrance doors. Me, standing inside the store, wearing the employee apron, watching from behind the registers, while the real me stood outside in the rain. I got in my truck and drove immediately. Didn't even fully close the driver door at first. My route logs from that night showed a missing gap of almost 3 hours I still can't explain. And here's the part that still bothers me. About a month later, I checked my bank account and found direct deposit payments from Vale Crossing Market. 4 separate paychecks, overnight stock crew. I never touched the money, but every year since then, on October 18th at exactly 4:07 a.m., I get a voicemail from an unknown number. It's always the same, exhausted voice. Daniel, your shift starts in 5 minutes.